Hello, welcome to Last Day's News with Kenny Jacobs, and I have a very important video I want to do tonight, and I want to try to make it a short video, so I'm going to just get right into it. I want to cover two news stories, and this first news story I believe is really, really important. Also really scary and really sad. The Vatican is doing everything it can right now to expose itself as Mystery Babylon, the Vatican. And I got to get into this first news story. I guess I shouldn't say I'm surprised, but it's hard to believe the things that go on. Headline reads: Vatican invites Katy Perry to talk about transcendental meditation. What? Really? Katy Perry went to the Vatican, met with the Pope, and spoke at a conference about transcendental meditation and youth. I don't even know what to say to that other than, like I said, the Vatican is going out of its way right now, it seems, to expose itself as Mystery Babylon, full of the Antichrist spirit, doing everything it can to bring in the beast system of the last days under the Antichrist and the false prophet and this one world wicked religion based on, I believe, New Age type technology or New Age movement type worshiping Mother Earth, and we're all God and we're all on our own path. And that's what Pope Francis seems to like to promote. And now they got Katy Perry talking about transcendental meditation. This is an article from today, May 2nd. It says a Vatican conference has wrapped up featuring controversial pop star Katy Perry speaking on transcendental meditation, disgraced Lettergate Monsignor Dario Vigano delivering a talk on fake news, and get this, a meditating eye charm bangle given as a gift to select participants. A meditating eye charm. It says the high level, no expense spared conference was held at the Vatican on April 26th to the 28th and was co-sponsored by the Pontifical Council for Culture and Cura Foundation, a tax-exempt global health movement. Conference collaborators also included the Vatican Secretariat of State, the Vatican Secretariat for Communications, and the Pontifical Academy for Life. The gathering, called Unite to Cure, and again, look more and more for words being used like unite as the world moves closer to this one world system. Unite to Cure, how science, technology in the 21st century will impact culture and society, has been interesting. This is at the Vatican, being hosted by the Vatican. Unite to Cure, how science, technology in the 21st century will impact culture and society. Notice nothing there about Jesus Christ, nothing about God, nothing about the gospel, how the gospel of Jesus Christ should be affecting society. Has been described by some as the Davos of biotech due to its similarities with the high-level World Economic Forum and the Swiss ski resort. The Fourth International Vatican Conference had several positive aims and featured talks from a wide-ranging panel of experts from the fields of medicine, business, media, and technology. An odd mingling of wealthy investment bankers, celebrities, biotech leaders, and Vatican officials. Its stated goal was to unite people without prejudice, to stimulate an open dialogue, and catalyze an interdisciplinary approach to tackle major healthcare challenges around the globe. Speakers included New Age guru and alternative medicine mogul Deepak Chopra, as well as world-famous American professional golfer and philanthropist for children's health Jack Nicklaus, British singer-songwriter and humanitarian Peter Gabriel, whose wife recovered from cancer after receiving a pioneering treatment, and American motivational and self-help life coach Tony Robbins. Former U.S. Vice President and co-chair of the Biden Cancer Initiative, Joe Biden, also delivered a message. And it also had Dr. Mehmet Oz and I believe Dr. Sanjay Gupta. It goes on and says, however, get this, however, this year's gathering has upset many Catholics who are scandalized that the Vatican is giving a platform to those promoting non-Christian practices. Hello, that's what the Vatican's done the entire lifetime of the Vatican, Catholics. Wake up and put your faith in Jesus Christ. Not Rome, not the Roman Curia, in Jesus Christ. God is speaking to you right now. I promise you, put your faith in Jesus Christ. Let's see, and particularly the participation of controversial pop star Katy Perry, who took part in a discussion on promoting transcendental meditation among children. That's what we want. We want Katy Perry, who at one time in her career, in an interview, said she sold her soul to the devil. We want her to go over to speak to our children about the New Age transcendental meditation, that satanic mess. And at the Vatican, no less. It says on day 3 of the Vatican conference, Perry joined a discussion on impacting children's health through meditation globally with her mentor, Bob Roth, CEO of the David Lynch Foundation. Roth is also the mentor to Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Oz on transcendental meditation. Roth's organization was connected to the meditating eye charm bangles that were distributed to some participants at the beginning of the conference. Also in the gift pack was a book promoting transcendental meditation that the Vatican tried to block. They did manage to distribute these gifts through at least one hotel where some conference participants were staying. Many other guests distributed their own materials to fellow attendees, as is the nature of these events. Perry, who later was treated to a royal tour of the Vatican by Archbishop Paul Teague, Secretary of the Pontifical Council for Culture, also met the Pope, accompanied by her boyfriend, the movie actor Orlando Bloom. For Katy Perry to speak about transcendental meditation from the same seat used by the Pope during major church meetings is symbolic of the chaos, disorientation, and scandal that marks this pontificate. It would be one thing to have it would be one thing to have her presence moderated by a church leader, but to have the podium given over to celebrity transcendental meditation proponents with no church voice to counter them is unconscionable. Why did the Vatican invite her there in the first place to promote this? Now, if you are a sincere believer and you are a Catholic and you love Jesus Christ, I would suggest you pay attention to Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities." If you do a study, an in-depth study of Revelation 17 and 18, you will see, I believe, the Vatican City, Rome, is Mystery Babylon. It is a false, spiritually idolatrous religious system that is also a political power and an economic power, which is exactly what the Vatican is. The Vatican has a banking system. The Vatican is where all world leaders go to bow down to the Pope. Revelation chapter 17, verse 18 says, "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth." Vatican City is both a city and a country. It has kings since 1929, the Lateran Treaty, when they signed that treaty, making the Pope a monarch or a king of Vatican City. Revelation chapter 17, verse 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Look at Vatican City. Look at the bishops and cardinals arrayed in purple and scarlet and all the gold all around Vatican City, and the Pope holding up the golden cup and all the gold around the altar, and the gold and precious stones. In Revelation chapter 18, Mystery Babylon is going to be judged and destroyed. And if you look into what Catholic prophecies will tell you, that they say that their last pope will be an evil pope who will destroy the church. There will be this great schism. We see that happening right now. If you're a conservative Catholic and what I'm talking about right now upsets you, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her plagues. The true colors, if you haven't seen them before, are coming out now. The Vatican is going to play a major role here in the end times. All right, now let's go to. And by the way, transcendental meditation is a new age. It's wicked. It opens you up to this meditation stuff, to the demonic. And if you read Revelation chapter 18, verse 23, when Babylon is thrown down, it says, "And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived." And you can look at the history of the Vatican and the sorceries. And promoting transcendental meditation at the Vatican is sorcery. Passing out these all-seeing eye bangle charms. It is wicked. It is new age, and it is leading right to this end time religion. Now, we know that during the final time period, there will be a one world economic system with the mark of the beast. Here's an article. I spent a week, this was for 4 days ago, I spent a weekend with cyborgs, and now I have an RFID implant. It said, it says, I'm not going to go through this whole article. I just want to get down to one basic important part here at the end. It talks about how they put the implant chip into their body and the blood and all that. It talks about all that good stuff. But then let's get down here. Here's what she says. I came to Grindfest curious about how those on the extreme fringes of body hacking were incorporating technology into their lives and their bodies. By the time the weekend was over, I had my own RFID chip implant, a small, potentially powerful electronic lump under the skin of my right hand. Under the skin of my right hand. The Vatican just had this with business leaders there and technology leaders there. Excuse me for my voice tonight. Let's go to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 to 18. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and in the right hand or in the foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath the understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Excuse me. Look up Vicarious Filii Dei, which stands for Vicar of Christ. That's the Pope's title, the Vicar of Christ. Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. And here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Vicarious Filii Dei adds up to 666. says it's the number of a man. The Pope is a man who claims to be Christ on earth in place of Christ, the vicar of Christ. That's how Catholics see him, as Christ on earth. And this is total antichrist system rearing its ugly head here in the last days. If you are not saved, today is the day of salvation. And salvation comes through faith in the gospel of Jesus Christ. Believe that he suffered and died, shed his blood for you, and rose again. If you turn to Jesus in faith, confess that that you are a sinner and that you need salvation and that he paid the price for you, that he is the one and only Son of God who died for you. The Bible says that all who call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. The Bible also says that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and that the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. We are living in the last days. There are some serious delusions coming to deceive the masses. The Vatican is going to play a major role in that. Put your faith in Jesus Christ. We are running out of time. God bless everyone.